Welcome back to Cherry Pickin Fantasy Hockey, presented by Owner's Box. Today we're going to be talking about some league winners. These are guys who we think, if you draft them, you have a very good chance of winning your leagues. So 6 league winners, but first, make sure you join the giveaway, right? Jersey of your choice, we talked about it. So go to Owner's Box, sign up, enter a lineup for free using code NHL10, and then send us your username via DM at Owner's Box. And Manscaped, right? Go to manscaped.com. Go buy some product, use code BOX, you get 20% off and free shipping. So go do both of those things right now. All right, so league winners today. This is exciting. This is one of the episodes I always look forward to. Yep. I guess I used to watch, but now I'm actually doing it. But I think that it's very valuable to know, okay, these are guys that we think that you should potentially reach on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's pretty much what we're saying. Guys a round ahead, make sure you get these guys.
Guys that we think will outperform their ADP by a lot.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So I guess, Drew, you can start here. Who you like?
Sure. So we decided to do one mid-rounder, one late-rounder. My mid-rounder is Jason Robertson of the Dallas Stars. ADP is currently 91, so going around the 8-9 turn in drafts. One of the top rookies last year, right? 45 points in 51 games. Mm-hmm. Seems to have great chemistry with Hintz on that first line in Dallas. I think with Dallas getting everyone back from injury, the whole team's going to return to form, be a big offensive powerhouse this season. I think he's a steal at his ADP. And the thing is, if you look at his analytics, they're incredible. They show one of the top offensive and defensive players at 5-on-5 in the NHL. I think he takes a big step forward in his sophomore season, breaks out into being a star in the NHL, and goes in the top 4 rounds next year. So get Jason Robertson on your team.
Really like the pick. Obviously, he had a great rookie year. The only issue is, will we see that slump? Will we see potential regression here? But I do agree. I'm actually surprised that he's going this late.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the Stars, him and Hintz, are always they're now in that conversation of the guys that everyone's like, oh, they're underrated. Yeah. And it's everyone's kind of starting to give them recognition. I know they're Robertson, it's super young, it's very early, but they look great last year, both of them. Yes. And if you're high on Dallas, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think he'll be a guy that faces the sophomore slump. I think he'll be taken to another level.
Okay. I went with Thatcher Demko. Sorry about that. Goalie, Gianni was huge on. He came in and said he was a target goalie. We had Rob Reese come on and say that he was a breakout player, and now I am picking him as a league winner. I think the potential here is a top 5 goalie in the NHL for fantasy this year. A guy who's going to take the bulk of the starts, probably like a 60-30 type of thing, maybe even 60-40.
70-30. Good math here, good math.
Yeah, not very good math.
I think more than 60 is attainable for him.
Yeah. And then I think 30-plus wins potentially. Yeah. I think this Vancouver team really does bounce back. And if they're going to bounce back, Demko's going to have to play a big part in net. We saw what he did at the back half of the season. He took over the role. Obviously, Holtby's gone now. I think Demko is going in the 9th, 8th round. I'd pick him in the 7th round to ensure you get him. So if you can reach for him in the 7th, I would do so just to make sure you get him. If you have an early pick in the 8th, you're most likely going to get him. But if you want to ensure you get him, pick them up in the 7th.
Yeah, and like you said, it's league winners, right? Mm-hmm. So there is some risk with Demko. Canucks weren't great last year. Yes. Everyone knows that. But the best case scenario is what you said. He starts playing 70-80% of games. He steals the show. He shows us the talent he has. They're a playoff team in a weak division, arguably the weakest division in the NHL, where if his best case scenario happens, he is so valuable for your team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
There you go. I like the pick. For me, my first league winner, and it's maybe a little before the mid rounds, but I'm going with Kyle Connor. Mm-hmm. Depending on what league you're at, the settings, I'm seeing his ADP anywhere from late 4th, early 5th, down to late 5th, early 6th. Yep. I think with Kyle Connor, it's just if that Winnipeg first line, if he's on it, if it bounces back, if he gets the role with Scheifele and Ehlers or Scheifele and Wheeler, which it looks like he has it, there's 40 goal plus potential there. So if you're in a league that gives more value to goals, which a lot of leagues do, and even if you aren't, the lockout year wasn't great for a lot of guys. Mm-hmm. It's tough to always weight the value there. Year before that, he was just under 40 goals and just over a point per game. So if he stays healthy and can get to that 40 goal and eclipse, stay above point per game, you're getting a guy potentially in the 5th round that can get you, his ceiling's upwards of 80 points with 40 goals.
Yeah.
the best case scenario.
Honestly, don't see a ton of difference between him and DeBrincat and Gensel. And he's going in the 5th round. Those guys are going in the 3rd round. So, yeah, I really like the value, and I think he can be a league winner for sure.
Yeah, I like the pick. I think Kyle Connor has been a proven point producer. And like you said, he can pot the puck. So I think that where he's going, like he definitely can be a league winner if he gets that point production. Drew, you have a late round flyer here, or what do you have?
A late round guy I think that could win your league is Mortiz Seider of the Detroit Red Wings, currently going at 170 overall. No stats last year. Obviously, he's a rookie coming in, but last year in the SHL, he was Defender of the Year with 28 points in 41 games. Then at the World Championship for Germany, he was named Defender of the Tournament. So a lot of awards coming in for Seider here. He could claim that power play 1 spot from Ronick, because Ronick doesn't have some big hold on this. Like, Ronick's an average defender, average offensive defender. Moritz Seider could be the next great defender for the Red Wings. I could see them thrusting him into that first power play, and if he does that at ADP 170, then he could be definitely a league winner for your team. I could see 45 to 55 points. And for the D that are going around him late in the draft, like, you're taking D for some like hits and blocks that late in the draft. You're not looking for a power play stud. And if Seider gets that power play time and breaks out as one of the best rookies, league winner.
Yep. Like you said, it's going to really depend on if he can get that power play time and how is he going to get that power play time. Because it's rookie defenseman. It is tough to come in the NHL and just start producing. Like, it's probably one of the hardest things to do.
For sure.
Right? Like, Makar came in even and like, what did he produce?
The development curve is always just,
I agree.
It takes longer. But yeah, to your point, if he does get that PP1, you're getting some points just by default of that, even if you're on Detroit and even if your team's not in for a great year.
Yeah, I think he's like just going to be like Makar, right? Like, have a stellar first season. I think he's an exception. Like, I agree, most D as a rookie usually don't do so well. I don't think they'll put Seider on the penalty kill, which means there's a better chance he's going to get some more time on the power play. Either way, he's going to have that second power play quarterback, but I do think he can climb into that first power play position.
Last thing before you go, I think on him too, he went from just not being drafted, like as we've done these mock drafts and doing stuff in-house, he was off the board and has slowly climbed it. Where 170, you're still looking late at the end of the draft. Yeah. But he went from, being off the radar entirely to, creeping in there.
He's a lottery ticket for sure, and that's what you look for in that last round. And there's not a lot of lottery tickets at D ever.
No, yeah.
Right?
No, I agree. I think that you look at even this class and who are the rookies that are going to be coming from that class? I mean, who are going to be coming up and making an impact? And he's one of the only ones I can really think of. Other than Jamie Drysdale.
Oh, in terms of defense?
Yes.
Yeah, it's him and Jamie Drysdale.
Are the two. I'm also doing a lottery ticket here as a league winner, and that's William Eklund. We talked about him with Matt Larkin on Late Round Gems. He is most likely, he is going to see NHL time this year. Pretty confident he will. He might make the team out of camp. He might be the best rookie coming out of this class. I mean, there were talks about him getting drafted first overall. He dropped to San Jose. This is probably the best situation for his fantasy impact, is going to San Jose, because San Jose is just wide open up the floodgates there. He's looked impressive in preseason. If he comes up and just starts playing on even line 2 and sees PP1 time, like, this guy's insanely valuable for a guy who's going undrafted right now.
If he doesn't make the team, do you still throw a late round flyer, just being like, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
The beat out of San Jose is he's making the team.
Yeah.
But to Brody's point, if he does, let's just say it's just, no, we're going to start him, I think they can only keep him down so long until he's just dominating. It's like, okay, let's bring him up.
If you have a long bench, then And if you have only like 4 bench spots, then you can't.
Yeah, but to your point, if he makes the team,
they currently have him on the second line and the first power play. And like you said, the wing depth is wide open for the Sharks, especially with no Kane. And like they're comparing him to be the next William Nylander. And if you look at the highlights from preseason, he looks like the next William Nylander. I think he should have went first overall in the draft.
Yeah, the Michigan hype was there. There.
I mean, I would go Eklund Beniere's power, but that's just me.
We'll do a draft show someday.
Yeah, we'll do it.
We'll see how it goes in a couple years.
Videos.
Yeah. For me, going New York Rangers team I've been high on, Alexis Lafreniere. I just think, and again, like Daily Faceoff still saying, first line for now, second power play. I don't see Chris Kreider. I know he would probably be net front. I don't think that's like solidified necessarily. Where if last year, obviously Lafreniere didn't have it, but not many people come in the league with over 2 point per game pace in the queue, right?
Yeah.
Not many people come in as first round draft picks. They're going to want to make it work. Reports out of camp are, always wishy-washy, but people seem to be optimistic on what they've seen from him so far. And I think it's not quite, last round. You're looking later in your draft. You're already in your bench with Lafreniere. But I don't know. I just see the upside there of if you think Zibanejad's going to have a great year and he's on a line with Zibanejad, there has to be some sort of production there. And that's where I'm going there. And I mean, he's slotting in on the right wing there, it looks like. There's not much to talk about last year, right? And that's why his ADP is where it is. But there's so much talent there that he should be able to produce. Everyone's higher on New York, it seems like, this year. And if they are a playoff team, your top six is going to have to be firing. And if he's starting there, if he can maintain it, there should be some good production there.
He had almost 0 time on the power play last season. So if they give him that, you should see an uptick in production. I agree.
Yeah, too much talent here to waste. We saw how much hype there was with the draft lottery and who's going to get who's going to get the next corner piece of their franchise, and I feel like we're kind of forgetting how good this guy was, even at the World Juniors and when he was obviously playing his minor hockey career. But I think he's definitely a league winner this year. I'm big on him too with Brody. I think that he's getting drafted way too late. He's almost getting drafted pretty much the same as he did in his rookie year.
Yeah.
He's already where if you don't have, if it doesn't work out, you can drop him and still get someone valuable. You know what I mean? You're not giving up many assets for any of the last three we mentioned, obviously.
I'd rather have him than Sean Monahan that's going in the same round for sure. Which one has a chance to win your league? Lafreniere.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so that's six league winners for you to win your fantasy hockey leagues. Make sure you join the giveaway. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and make sure you buy some Manscaped. Code BOX, 20% off and free shipping. See you guys next time.